President Biden's mission to have 70% of American adults with at least one shot of the vaccination by the 4th of July is facing some headwinds. As of today, 63% have received at least one dose. And if we stay on the current trajectory, the U.S. will fall about 6 million people short of that goal.
So we wanted to talk to some of the millions of people who remain hesitant or resistant to getting the vaccine to find out why. So as you're about to hear, they have many reasons. Here's your pulse of the people. Show of hands, do any of you worry about getting COVID? No, you don't. Okay, so Jennifer, you're a really interesting place to start because you are a registered nurse. And so you, as I understand it, worked in a COVID unit. You saw the worst of the worst, and I would think that you would want to get the vaccine as soon as it's available, but I know that you have hesitance.
Basically, I just want some more research. We've been seeing a lot in the hospital, like just between, the patients and the employees that I work with, we're seeing a lot of adverse reactions after Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J. So it makes me a little leery because you don't know, until you take it, if you're going to get one of those reactions or not.
Obviously, because you're in the medical field, that they have researched these things and millions of people have gotten them without adverse reactions.
They don't have the research to support it or deny it. I mean, you can't verify either way right now because there's not enough proper studies done to really show it. And I think we need a few more years, at least a couple more years to see any long-term effects.
Diana, I want to move on to you, and you have an autoimmune disease. So
Correct.
tell me where your hesitancy lies now.
So I know from my past being treated for various illnesses, usually I have bad side effects from that intervention. And that, for me, that was my hesitancy, that I didn't want to exacerbate my Crohn's disease because I've been in remission for so many years.
Okay, quick, let's move on to you. Tell us your hesitancy about vaccines.
A history of just not being able to trust vaccines. I've never been a vaccine guy. A lot of us as black men and women in general, we've just been hesitant about doing things because we've always been felt like we're kind of always set up not to win.
And yet, at some point, you did come around and you got the first vaccine.
Yeah, so it's crazy because I'm a DJ, so I travel a lot for work. So my doctor and my wife, they were kind of pushing me towards getting the vaccine, and I really wasn't for it. The crazy part, so I eventually gave in and I got the first vaccine. 2 weeks after getting the vaccine, I contracted it, which really turned me off about getting the second one. And so I really didn't have any real symptoms. I had a fever. I didn't lose any sense of taste or smell or anything like that.
Okay, but the fact that you didn't have more severe symptoms, maybe you can thank the vaccine that you got.
You sound like my doctor. He said the exact same thing. And like I said to him, maybe, but maybe not. Like, we don't know. And I think that the part that's frustrating, and someone else mentioned it, we just don't have enough data. Right now, we're all still guinea pigs.
So did you get your second shot?
No, I have not gotten my second shot. And I honestly, if your next question, am I planning on getting a second shot? Today, my answer is I don't know.
Janine, tell me about your hesitancy. What's it based on?
I had COVID in February, so I have natural immunity. There's no reason for me to get the vaccine. There's no reason for me to take the vaccine doses from vulnerable people in this country or in other countries who need it more than I do.
You just don't know how long your natural immunity will last.
We don't know how long the immunity from the vaccine lasts. This is taken on a religious mentality, in my opinion, on the progressive liberal side of the spectrum.
Has this experience with COVID changed your politics?
Yes, it's changed my politics. Now I'll vote for anybody who cares about civil liberties and who doesn't allow the trampling of our rights that we've seen over the past year.
Jennifer, I see you applauding, so tell me your thoughts.
I'm loving hearing her talk right now. Everything she says, I basically agree with.
I was really applauding the young lady who said something about just taking away our First Amendment rights. Not only am I a DJ, I am a club owner. So what this did to businesses, A lot of businesses will never recover. I know the government tried to do certain PPP, but all the big major $1 billion and Fortune 500 companies, they got all the big grants. And for a lot of our small businesses, especially black-owned businesses, we were left with crumbs, and you get what you can get, and now you got to pay it back. I mean, it just, all of this has become so unfair and so political, and I think that's why there's this distrust, because we see that people are doing things now not for health reasons but for business reasons.
And last, Jennifer, your boss says that everybody needs to get the vaccine by June 7th or lose their job. Are you willing to lose your job as a result of not getting it?
Absolutely. I've actually had multiple companies reach out to want to hire me now because they respect the fact of what an advocate I'm being. And I'm totally prepared to lose my job.
She's willing to lose her job for something she believes in. I respect that more than someone who does something just because the world says it's the right thing to do.